Danny Tickle. There's a name.
And here comes the whole KR team.
The whole KR team being led out by the early bird, Rufus on his back with a tiny little mascot, little girl. She must only be about 2 or 3 years old. Whole Kingston Rovers in white tops, red shorts, red stockings with a white turnover strolling onto the field.
An array of multicoloured boots.
Indeed. What happened to black boots? I can only see one pair.
Well, there they are. Big proud moment coming up for your family.
So James Donaldson and the interchanges for Old Kingston Rovers: Mose Mazet, Maurice Blair, James Greenwood and William Dagger. Today's referee, Mr. G. Hewer. So we're still waiting. Scott Naylor just
come out, yeah.
Casually walking to his place with his assistant coach. And here comes Gareth Owen with William Reveley, followed by the Oldham team. Again, you'll have picked it up, a rapturous round of applause.
This lad won't sleep tonight of yours.
The Oldham team going to the top end of the Barrowfold pitch. There is a slight slope here at Barrowfold, so Oldham will be taking advantage of that slight slope in the first half. The photographers are lined up. Here comes William. I think those boots are new. I don't remember him in yellow boots previously. He's going across to his mum. There's the hooter. It is working. The referee, touch judges, and we will also have some judges in goal. So we've got 5 match officials today. Old Kingston Rovers are going to have the kick-off. Referee, Mr. Hewer, has checked his watch. Old Kingston Rovers about to get play underway. The referee blows his whistle. Left-footed kick deep into the Oldham half of the field. It's gathered by Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball inside, I think, to Spencer. Spencer runs into 1, 2, 3, 4 Old Kingston Rovers players. The referee gets them back the full 10. Gareth Owen attaching half-back, gives it to Phil Joy. Phil Joy just crosses the 20 and makes another 5 or 6 metres gone backwards. Gareth Owen chooses to go to his right. One-man rugby there, just one pass and a chase. So he has played 4 of this particular set. Oldham 5 metres short of the halfway line, centre of the field. Gareth Owen picks up the ball, goes on his own, doesn't make it. Referee signals. That's the 5th tackle. What we're going to do, Hewitt has the ball, left-footed kick. It's a high kick. Underneath it is the Hull Kingston Rovers fullback, and is immediately nailed by, the referee judges that the Oldham team were offside. To the chagrin of the spectators around us. Anyway, left-footed kick into the Tom Pendry stand on the far side. The second phase of the penalty about to be taken. 2 balls on the field at the moment. We'll sort that out quite quickly. The number 30 for Hull Kingston Rovers kicks the ball off the field. And they've just crossed into the Oldham half of the field. So they've got another 5 tackles to go and 45 metres to go. They've crossed over the red zone. A good tackle there. Of course, you expect it to be Danny Langtree in amongst them. Is there again with Gareth Owen. An Oldham player goes low. I think that was Liam Bent who went low. Here come Hull Kingston Rovers again. They're putting the ball out wide. I'm waiting for the referee to put his hand up for the 5th tackle. It's not coming yet. Hull Kingston Rovers going on their own, but it's another good set now. The 5th tackle has been completed. The referee's arm is raised. Hull Kingston Rovers about 8 metres short. It's a little kick through, but it's gathered by an Oldham player who was down on it quickly. Can't make out who it was on the far side. And the ball is quickly played. Lee Kershaw, the 18-year-old who looks 48, coming away from the Tryline for Oldham. Old Kingston Rovers lying on for quite a long time there. The referee does nothing about it. Oldham have just crossed over the 20 line. Gareth Owen, hands on knees, puts the ball out to... oh my word, there was one for the scrap boot. Phil Joy passed. Anyway, the Hull Kingston Rovers were soon onto it, and it's the 5th tackle already. So here comes the kick. This time it's from Crooks, who kicks the ball deep. It's gathered by the Hull Kingston Rovers fullback number 1, Adam Quinlan. Oh, what a good tackle that, Danny Langtree, as you would expect, and he has a little poke afterwards. And the second one. The Oldham are not going to be bullied, which you wouldn't expect them to be, but Langtree is not a person to take fools gladly. My word, that was a handoff. It sent Gareth Owen rolling over backwards. Old Kingston Rovers about to cross into the Oldham half. They just about made it. Centre of the field. 3 Oldham tacklers. Phil Joy, the last one to get up. Here come Old Kingston Rovers. Oh my word, Danny Langtree went low and the Old Kingston Rovers went lower, and Danny finished up tripping over him. It's the fullback. It was a kick from Hull, Kingston Rovers, but the Oldham fullback gathered it. That was Luke Hooli. Oldham bringing the ball away, 10 metres away from their own try line. It's been nip and tuck so far. No quarter given, no quarter asked. It's 1, 2, 3 players who bring down an Oldham player. And the winger, Lee Kershaw, come inside looking for work, keen to get into the game. He's a good, strong lad. He's 18 years old, this lad, and he's shrugging off these big forwards. There's a good pass to Phil Joy, but Phil Joy was tackled. It's the 5th tackle, says the referee. Gareth Owen puts the ball this time. It's to Hewitt. Hewitt puts a high, deep ball. It's gathered, centre of the field by Hull. It's chosen to run inside, away from the touchline. So he's tackled 18 metres away from his own line. Here come Old Kingston Rovers again. Another good stint of tackling. They're led by Jack Holmes, the Oldham number 4. The chant goes up, Oldham, 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 from the bottom end of the field. Old Kingston Rovers, good tackle. Phil Joy's leading it, and Danny Langtree, as you would expect. Danny Langtree put in something like 45 tackles last week. Old Kingston Rovers have just crossed into the Oldham half of the field, centre of the field. Play the ball, puts the ball out to his right. Lad comes in at the angle, but he's tackled by Oldham's number 13, Jack Spencer. And they flop on him a little bit. The referee says nothing happened, but it's the 5th tackle, says the referee. And here come Old Kingston Rovers. They've an overlap here. They might be inside. They are indeed. It was a good bit of rugby league play there. They had an overlap. They took advantage of it, and they indeed go over for the first try of the match. And he not only went over for the first try, he scooted inside and put the ball down underneath the posts.
So 6 minutes that try came in. Oldham held out for 6 minutes, but then as soon as LKR got an extra man on the wing in front of us, there was no way that Oldham were going to be able to stop it, because they just drew the man in. As soon as he was in, offloaded to the unmarked man.
Quite rightly, drew the man in, and you don't. You've got to go for the man with the ball. I know it's no good delaying and seeing what's going to happen. You know, the old adage: tackle the man with the ball. So here come Old Kingston Rovers, trying to make the 4 points into 6. The lad who's got the ball on a green kicking tee is lining up as if he might be a left-footed kicker. If he turns this way, I'll tell you his number. Can you make it out, Dave?
No, he turned the wrong way.
He did indeed.
Was it 15?
I don't know. He looks at the post, he lines it up, he strikes the ball, and it's over the crossbar between the post and over the Lockwood and Greenwood stand.
Ryan Shaw was the kicker.
Ryan Shaw.
The winger.
So the score, Oldham 0, Old Kingston Rovers 6. So the hope for a Groundhog Day, well, we've still got the hope, but it's not a good start. So Oldham about to restart the match, and it's Crooks who kicks off. It's a high one. It's underneath the Old Kingston Rovers posts. It's put outside to one of the big forwards, and a good tackle there by Jack Holmes. Old Kingston Rovers, that looked a bit marginally forward, but the referee says it wasn't. The referee, Mr. Ewer, as we told you earlier. Another good stint of tackling led by Jack Spencer and Phil Joy. Old Kingston Rovers, I thought they were going to kick early, but they don't. They continue to pass the ball along the line through 1, 2, 3 pairs of hands. They tackled 10 metres away from the halfway line. Now here they come again. Another good tackle. Jack Holmes leading it, along with Gareth Owen. They've just crossed into the Oldham half. The referee says that's the 5th tackle. Here comes the kick. It's a high kick, deep kick. It's going to run dead, and it has gone dead. So Oldham will have the tap 20. So
that was a good bit of defence by Oldham, because they started defending right up in the whole KR 10 yard.
Oh, that was a high tackle, and the referee saw it, and he awards the penalty to Oldham. It was on David Eccleston, who took the tap himself and ran into a very high tackle from Old Kingston Rovers. Hewitt takes the kick. It gains himself about 20 metres. And what will Oldham do with the second phase of the penalty? That was definitely forward by about 2 metres. But
nearly made a dog's dinner of that one.
They did indeed. Here come Oldham again. Phil Joy has the ball. It took 3 men to bring Phil Joy down. They're about 35 metres away from the whole Kingston Rovers line. Hewitt has the ball, puts the ball out to his left. We're now 20 metres away from the try line. Oldham on the attack at the moment. Hewitt has the ball, puts the ball to Oldham's number 24. That's Liam Bent. Liam Bent.
That looked like a high one, Gerald.
Another high tackle indeed. Here comes Crooks, puts the ball inside to Hooli, who joined the line with 12 metres away from the try line. It's the 5th tackle, says the referee. I think we might have a high kick here, or a little grubber. It's a little grubber from Crooks, and it's gathered by Hull Kingston Rovers, but Oldham managed to tackle him behind his own try line, underneath the posts, underneath the crossbar. So the first forced drop out of the game. Oldham doing well there. So what will Hull do? The referee's having a word about something. Don't argue with him, just tell him to shut up. The referee stops the clock so he can continue the discussion. And you don't discuss things, you just tell him you're the gaffer. And now the Hull lads wasting time fastening his boot in order that they can regroup, as it were. You know, tactics, left-footed kick. It's going to be gathered by Hewitt, and he puts the ball inside to Jack Spencer. Jack Spencer runs into a white reception committee. Phil Joyce lining himself. Yeah, Old Kingston Rovers lying on too long. It was the penalty to Oldham. Hewitt points to the goals, whether we'll go for goal or not. No, they've chosen to run it. I think I'd have gone for the 2. Mind you, it'll backfire on me if they go and score 6. We're now 12 metres away from the line. Hewitt has the ball, puts the ball to his right. Crooks puts the ball to the Oldham fullback Luke Hooli, and he's well wrapped up by the Hull Kingston. There's more lying on by Hull. Spencer has the ball, looking for a gap. 5 metres. Oh, he flicks the ball out. Phil Joy has the ball. Joy forcing his way forward. It's going to be tackled just short of the try line. A long pass to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball out. A little short pass. I thought it was going to be a long one. It was just a short one. Play continues. We might be over here. We might be over here. We are over it.
No, he's on his back.
On his back.
Held up on his back, I think. Yeah. Well, we're nearly there, Gerald.
We
there
were indeed. Yeah.
Some good passing, some good movement, and it's a scrum down. That must have been the 6th tackle.
Right. So it's going to be head and ball to Hull. I keep calling them Hull instead of Kingston Rovers. It's short.
It is, but they'll be very upset.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to upset them. Rovers will do.
Rovers, yeah. Right. Typical rugby league scrum, because no one near the tunnel. The loose forward comes away with the ball, but he's tackled by the Oldham number 24, Liam Bent. They come in again, a little dummy. Oldham don't fall for it. A long pass out to the wing. Surely's going to be nailed. He is nailed eventually, but he had a damn good run there, and he got into the Oldham half of the field. Now, Old Kingston Rovers, the Oldham Speckers are shouting for something. I don't know what. The referee waves it away. Hull Kingston Rovers 20 metres away from the try line, level with the post. The referee awards a penalty to Rovers, I think for a bit of afters by Jack Spencer. But they quickly take the tap, gain themselves 5 metres.
Difficulty keeping them out for 6 tackles inside your 20, but
Indeed,
let's hope
David.
we can do it.
Yeah. Remember, this team are 2 divisions above Oldham. The lad slipped.
That was a good slip, thank goodness.
Yeah, I thought he was in for another try, but the Rovers player in his white top and red shorts slipped. He plays his ball just metres away from the try line. A little grubber kick through. It's gathered by Oldham. And, we nearly broke through there. I think it was Hooli who gathered the ball. He stands up, plays his ball. Gareth Owen puts the ball, I think it's to David Eccleston, who's come inside from his wing, looking for work. We're 20 metres away from our own posts. Oldham trundling forward, gain another 5.
And with 13 minutes of the first half gone, Gerald.
Over to you, David.
It's over to me. 6-0 to the visitors' lead. The whole Kingston Rovers. Oldham are in possession, 10 yards short of the halfway line. I better go metric, hadn't I? 10 metres short of the halfway line. So Oldham still moving forward in the form of Phil Joy, who was shuffling backwards. 5th tackle, though, says the referee. Ball goes back. It's a high kick. It's a deep into the corner kick. Winger and the fullback going back. The winger that takes it, the number 27, William Oates for Hull KR. And before, he's a good mover down this wing. When he went, he almost had left half of the Oldham. A little foot came out there.
Langtry tried a trip, which is, fortunately he missed.
So it's 10 yards out from the try line, 10 metres out, should I say. 20 metres out now. Hull KR still in possession. Centre of the field. Steps forward. Jinks one way. Then the other pushes off Gareth Owen like he's not there. And then when he falls, he lands on Gareth. Poor Gareth gets up. And Hull KR attack at speed from a line a couple of yards away. Ball comes out, but Oldham are penalised for pulling the ball out in the tackle.
Well, I'm not so sure he did. I think he just...
Well, I'd have thought he wouldn't have done, because we're well into the set of 6.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, well into a set of 6, and just on the halfway line, you wouldn't give them another 6, starting at your own 20. In fact, starting at your own 15, the touch judge says now. So Oldham with some doughty defensive work needed here. They put the long ball into the centre, brought forward. Number 8, that's going off old numbers. Nicholas Scrunton does it. Keep the ball about, coming up to the line. Good tackling by Oldham, keeping them out. We keep this Super League team out, but the step forward, having sent the Oldham defence a little bit across to the left. The Oldham defence is good enough. Gets up, plays the ball now. It's scooped out along the line. Fell back inside. And Oldham defence is good enough, but they've managed to release the ball. There's now more players in the centre in front of the post. Oldham, the ball knocked backwards. The referee says it did. Well, ball came back. Oldham haunting them out. The number 2 for Hull KR. I can't tell you who he is yet. If I take my eyes off him, he'll disappear, but he's tackled now. Number 2 was, you can tell him in the name of that, Gerald. Far too many consonants and vowels for one name.
Tayola Veve.
Yeah, that's him. That's exactly it. And there's still Hull KR in possession. A little grubber kick into the corner. It goes short, kick through. It runs dead. The referee points at the post. I think it must have been Oldham that had to knock the post.
Oldham about to make a couple of interchanges up to our left, David.
Yep.
Luke Nelms and Kenny Hughes. I don't know who they're replacing. Well, one of them is Phil Joy. And the other one is Gareth Owen.
Gareth, who was landed on before by one of the Hull KR players when he was being tackled, and really he was almost used as a sledge along the top of the grass. So Oldham to drop out between the posts. A long kick, bounces on just short of the halfway line, bounces nicely into the Hull K player's arms, picked it up, drive forward, put 10 yards into the Oldham half, centre of the field. The tackles put them down. Okay, get up, play the ball, scoop forward, a forward pass into the arms of the number 8, Nicholas Scrunton. Oldham stop him, 25 metres short of the Oldham try line, centre of the field. Hull KR in possession, moving the ball to their right, a little twist and turn, and they release the ball into the centre again. Picked up, drive forward, Oldham tackling, go low, they do, one of them puts them to the ground. 20 metres out from the Oldham try line, Hull KR in possession. Play the ball now, moving across to the right, and then release it along the line. Put the ball out. It's Oldham tackling's good though. The ball's
He's a
gone.
strong lad. He's 18 years old. Him. That winger, just
Kershaw.
Yeah.
No, as Hull KR still in possession. It must be the last tackle. Oh, Oldham are penalised for a high tackle. I think the referee wants it sorted out as to who's going to win. Again.
Yeah, signalled a high tackle.
Yeah, well, he signalled it before. And Hull KR are going for. Oh no, they're taking the tap. Referee had his arm stuck up in the air for a moment. Anyway, beside all that, Hull KR, 10 metres out. They've had 3 sets of 6 inside the Oldham 10. Can Oldham keep them out for much longer? One hopes so. But it's really a strong defensive stint. Referee must have called out. The van's still moving. It gets up, plays his ball now. Moves the ball across the right, into front of the post. Oldham tackling good enough. Stopped him on the line. Just 2 yards in front of the line. 2 metres in front of the line. Plays the ball. OKR back into the centre again. Along back to the man coming deep. Charges in. Oldham tackling's good. Tremendous tackling from the Oldham. This Oldham defensive stint. And Oldham, the ball been knocked out. Why have you pulled them back?
It was a knock-on, Dave.
But was it a knock-on by Hull KR?
No, by Oldham, the number 2, David Eccleston.
No, I thought the ball came across from
I agree with the referee. Perhaps me and the referee right, and you were wrong.
No, I'm on commentary, so I'm right. The ball was passed by a Hull KR player into an... it was Hull KR knocked on. However, the referee and Gerald blinders bats the pair of them. Both should have gone to Spectate. It's OKR with this head and ball at the scrum, 10 yards out from the Oldham Tryline. Move the ball across the front. Good passing. You've got to admire this OKR team. They come in. Where did he come from? And how did he get the ball? They almost can teleport the ball across from one place to another. They're out now by their right wing. Comes into the centre. Drive forward with the ball. Held up 2 metres short of the try line. OKR in possession. That's 2 tackles. Out to their right-hand side again. Tried to dummy. Oldham didn't fall for it.
Another good tackle by Oldham.
A good tackle there indeed, Gerald. So, OKR still in possession, still inside the Oldham 10. Trying a different approach, one way than the other. They're leading by 6-0, and it's been a tremendous defensive display for the last 5 minutes by Oldham. As OKR move the ball out. Now it's gone deep. Into the arms of OKR. And it's Phil Joy.
No, it's not Phil Joy.
Not Joy, it's Oldham's 21. That's... Kenny Hughes. Surely I must have picked it. Anyway, Oldham in possession, driving up towards the halfway line. 10 metres short, goes in field, holds the ball out. Is that Oldham? Well, anyway, Oldham possession, 5 yards short of the halfway line, centre of the field. Gets the ball up, it drives in, but and then over the halfway line, gains a couple of yards as he's driven into the ground. Gets up as fast as he can, but it's rather slow. So Oldham driving out now. It's
Luke Nelms.
Luke Nelms, that's it, big player. Gets up, but 2 Hull KR players it took to put him down. That was quite good. And the Hull KR player, instead of getting up and interfering with play, just lay on the floor so that the ball could go over him. I've not seen that before. As Oldham kick for touch on the far side, it goes into touch 5 metres short of the Hull KR try line. It's the furthest we've been up there. We're getting a nosebleed if we stay up there for too long, Gerald. But it's a scrum down. It's Hull KR's head and ball.
A good stint to tackling to keeping that half of the field.
Absolutely tremendous. And we're halfway through the first half, Gerald. 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, you're listening
Next
to
tenner with you
on Oldham Community Radio with myself, Gerald Briley, and David McGeely. It's a scrum down, 10 metres away from the Hull Kingston Rovers try line. The loose forward comes away with the ball, but runs into a reception committee. Luke Nelms leading it. Here they come again. Another good stint to tackling, this time led by Jack Spencer. 2 tackles gone. We've had 2 interchanges by Hull. Coming onto the field is Jamie Greenwood and Maurice Blair, I think it is. Anyway, it's a breakthrough by Hull Kingston Rovers. They're going to go under the posts. No, they're not. It's a flipping good tackle. Our winger came running across. Lee Kershaw made the tackle and kept Hull Kingston Rovers out. Now Hull Kingston Rovers playing for time, wrestling on the floor. What a good bit of tackling that was by the Oldham winger Kershaw. Saw the danger, came across, snuffed it out. Rovers with the noses on the whitewash underneath the post. The referee has actually awarded a penalty to Oldham. That's a novelty.
How did you see it, Gerald?
How did I see it? I saw the referee's arm go up in Oldham's direction. Now the Hull Kingston Rovers players having a discussion with the referee. That's number 24, I think.
You've got to say this. The Oldham tackling has been absolutely brilliant for the last 10-15 minutes.
Crook makes it into touch. Well, the second part of the penalty is going to be 25 metres away from our try line. Here comes Danny Langtree running And it takes two big lads to put Danny Langtree to ground. We're 10 metres away from the halfway line. Here comes Luke Nelms. He's about to cross into the, just about makes it into the Rovers half of the field. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his left to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball out to his winger, Lee Kershaw. We've had an interchange. Jet Spencer's off the field, I think. Adam Jones has joined the fray. Here come Oldham again. Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. We're now 12 metres away from the try line. It's the fifth tackle. What will Oldham do? They're running it. It's a little kick over the top. It's gathered by the old Kingston Rovers winger. Oh no, come on, ref. Sorry. The referee has awarded offside. There was no way on this earth that Oldham were offside then. They nailed the fella. Or has he awarded it because they tackled him in the air?
Well, I thought the Oldham player was jumping for the ball, wasn't he?
I thought it was quite perfectly fair.
Yeah.
But anyway, Rovers have the penalty. And now here they come again. They run into a reception committee. The Oldham lads look a little bit riled. Adam Jones does the tackling on that occasion. Another good tackle, led by Jack Holmes. The referee takes them back a big 10. Here come Rovers again. Remember, Rovers 2 divisions above Oldham, Challenge Cup, and they're leading by 6 points at the moment, well into the first half. Oldham playing downhill at the slight slope here at Bowerfold, Stalybridge.
And remember, it's full-time professionals versus part-time.
Yeah. So there, Danny Langtree leading the fray for that tackle. 5th tackle, says the referee. Rovers just gone into the Oldham half of the field. They don't kick it though. They've chosen to run it, and they might be home and dry here. It's a kick through. Who's going to gather it? And they scoot over into the corner. And I'm waiting for the referee to award it. Has he given it, David?
I'm not.
Yeah, they're congratulating themselves. So presumably, Rovers have just gone over into the left-hand corner.
He never grounded the ball there because he was in the air being knocked over the touchline at that point.
So it's
if he got it to ground,
the current score is Oldham 0, Old Kingston Rovers 10, with a very difficult kick to come off the left-hand touchline, which will be towards the mass spectators of the Rovers followers in the Lockwood and Greenwood stand. The Oldham lads taking water on board. Lucas Onyango, as a former Oldham player, of course, gone on with the messages. The number 5 for Rovers, that's Ryan Shaw, has the kicking tee in hand. He's brought it back, I'd say, about 25 metres, and literally just a matter of centimetres away from the touchline. And he's a left-footed kicker on the left side of the field, so the old theory is that he's at the wrong side. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Johnny Blair would disagree with you. I've just gone really old time. I awarded a 3-point try there.
A 3-point try. Yeah, I sometimes wonder about. We look back to 67-6 when we beat Liverpool City. If it'd been 4-point tries back then, what it would have actually been. Anyway, here comes Ryan Shaw. Looks at the ball, looks at the post, approaches the ball, left-footed kick. It looks good enough, actually. No, he's pulled it to the right. So, play continues. Old Kingston Rovers 0, Oldham 10. Sorry, the other way around. Oldham 0, Old Kingston Rovers 10. And Paul Crook has the ball in hand. Is put really high kicks in this time. Sorry, on the previous 2 occasions when he kicked off. What will he do this time? He's gone to. It's a deep kick, gathered underneath the posts, and here come Rovers again, 12 metres away from their own try line. Good stint of tackling by Oldham. The crowd are yelling for a forward pass, and I think I tend to agree with them. Play continues. They're about 15 metres away from the halfway line. Rovers running at an angle. Luke Nelms does the tackling, helped out by Kenny Hughes. He takes them back a big 10, this referee, Dave. That's 15 at least.
Well, yeah.
Bit of shielding there went on to stop the Hull lad being tackled. Fifth tackle, says the referee. What will Hull do? It's a high kick, it's deep, and it's gathered on the full by Luke Hooli, who comes away from the touchline, so he won't be bundled into touch, and he's tackled eventually about 22 metres level with his post. Oldham's winger, Lee Kershaw, come inside looking for action again. I like this lad, David.
I like a few of them.
It's a shame that he's not an Oldham. Is it Castleford, his home team? I think it is. Oldham pushing forward. We've gone into the Kingston Rovers half of the field. Lying on for a heck of a long time there. Nothing happens. Here comes Danny Langtree. Langtree brushes off 1-2 tackles, but is eventually nailed. And there's a bit of extra there from the Rovers player. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball inside to his centre. I think that was Matty Reid. Fifth tackle with 22 metres away from the try line. Level with the posts. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Crook. Crook puts a high kick. And underneath it is a Rovers winger, and he's tackled by Crook himself, who was the kicker, so it couldn't possibly be offside there. Here comes another good run by the Kingston Rovers player. He's a big
built like a Ford Transit.
I don't know what Moles Masso is called. My word, a big fella. Right, Rovers have the ball. Coming up the field at Barrowfall, playing from our right to our left. And they're in the ascendancy by 10 points to 0 in this Challenge Cup match. A little swing there by the number 12. That's James Greenwood. Oh, another penalty given to Oldham, and Kenny Hughes is upset.
Were we getting near to the sixth tackle then?
I don't know what the tackle count, the penalty count is, David, but it must be vastly in favour of Kingston Rovers.
Well, put it this way: if you get into your sixth tackle or fifth tackle, and you know you'd quite be happy with a foul once you've worked your way to the halfway line.
So the second phase of the penalty about to be taken by the number 24, Christopher Atkin, is looking round. Oh no, what's happening here?
The water carrier. Oldham's got a player being treated.
Right. Anyway, there's a pause in play. The Oldham lad being treated. He's on his haunches, 20 metres out from the posts. Well, I can't see a number on his back, so I can't tell you who it is.
Look at the positives from an Oldham point of view. This is the most open game against the most difficult team that we've faced all year, without any shadow of doubt.
Oh, yeah.
A team that are very lively and keep a ball alive. And if you're not there, ready for you're not making your tackles, you're getting points against.
And it's also without dual reg players, David. Yep. And without Kieran Gill.
And tremendous performance so far.
So there's the number 10 again. That's Mosey Masso. They're 30 metres away from Oldham's try line. 5 tackles to go in this set. And Rovers spill the ball. Oh yes, the referee spotted it.
The cry of E-O coming up from the Oldham spectators to our left.
Yeah, so it's a scrum down, head and ball to Oldham, 20 metres out from their own try line. Sometimes I just wish, instead of a pass and a trundle forward, that we try from a scrum the All Might Ford strategy, which was a kick down the field and let the winger chase it. My word, that's the Oldham number 3, Matty Reid. Took a bit of a shenanigan there when the ball came out of the scrum. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his left. Here comes Oldham, 15 metres away from the halfway line, centre of the field. Kenny Hughes, acting halfback, puts the ball to his left. The Oldham player, that's Craig Briscoe. I didn't see him actually come on, but he obviously has because he's there. Oldham again. Luke Nelms is a big lad. He manages to get the ball out to Dave Hewitt.
Wasn't he spear tackled?
No, I think he landed on his side, Dave.
All right.
Anyway, he's up for it again. Here comes Luke Nelms. He's turning round, looking to get the ball out. He doesn't quite make it. The 5th tackle, says the referee. Crook has the ball. It's another high kick. They keep testing these full-back and the winger. So Langtree missed his tackle, and the lad's away. And it's another good tackle by Kershaw coming in from his wing. I like that lad.
Brilliant tackle there.
Yeah.
Danny Bridge.
So Rovers have the ball with 10 metres inside the Oldham half of the field. Here comes the big number 10, Mosey Masu. And he's tackled. He gains himself about 5 metres. It's centre of the field. This has been a brilliant tackling stint by Oldham. Defence has been wonderful. So, over on the far side of the field, play the ball. And now they look as if they're going to pass it all the way along the line. No, it's a little shimmy and a dummy. Oldham don't fall for it. 5th tackle, says the referee. Here come Rovers again. It's in the hands of the... No, they've not kicked. Yes, they have. Eventually, a little dummy, a little kick through. But Oldham finish up with the ball. I don't quite know how, but Oldham have the ball. And they're bringing it away from their own try line.
And we're into the 30th minute just gone, Ian.
Yeah.
Ian, where's he come from? Gerald.
Well, Ian did commentary with you twice. 3 years ago.
Listen, I'm staggered by the performance from this Oldham team, playing a team from 2 divisions above them, that full-time professionals, and thus far been an excellent, absolutely excellent performance by the Oldham team. Whether they can keep it up, we'll have to wait and see, but we're going into the last 5 minutes or so before half-time. A kick forward by Oldham, in between the full-back and the winger, but that Rovers winger comes across, collects the ball, and turns to go upfield. Forgive me if I don't get everyone's name, it's William Oates. Tackled 10 yards short of the halfway line. OKR still in possession, going to their right-hand side. First a little short ball, then the number 6 drives forward. No way through for him on that occasion, but he can't be a number 6 because they haven't got one. So I'll go for somebody else off there. Man in white, that'll do. So white shirted tops of the whole KR players. Number 12 releases the ball, picked up by Hull. They can get the ball out. They slipped it along the line. Beautiful the passing. Can Oldham get it? They bundle him into touch on this occasion.
No, they're giving a try, David.
Are they giving another try? Oh, it's all Rovers behind that goal then, is it? Yeah. It was beautiful. You've got to say this about this. So you give Rovers the chance like that. Beautiful passing. They get the man in. There's no way that if they've got a one-man overlap, they're going over.
They're bigger, faster, stronger, more tactically aware because they're full-time pros, Dave.
You keep talking while I write that down.
So the current score is Oldham 0, Rovers 15, with a kick to come off the left-hand touchline.
How many? You said 15.
14.
14, yeah. I thought you'd count with my 3-point try earlier.
Oh, did I say 15? I'm sorry.
It's easy done when you're giving 3-point tries.
I mean, sums have never been my strong point.
No.
So it's Ryan Shaw again, taking the kick from more or less the same place as the last one, and he put the last one wide of the right-hand upright as we look. So, and a bit of a breeze has got up, David.
It's a good job I've got my summer cap on.
Yeah. Well, she must be obeyed. She tells you off something rotten if you don't wear your cap.
I haven't got my vest.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's going to rain, actually.
Right, Ryan Shaw looking at the ball. He's tucking up his shorts. They must have been slipping a bit.
Wipes his hands on the back of his shirt.
Yeah. Well, I think he's forgotten what to do. Oh, no, he strikes the ball now. And this time...
No.
He pulls it to the left hand.
To the left-hand side.
So he overcompensated. So there are several water carriers on the field for Halt, for the Rovers team. Oldham about to kick off. They seem to be giving the duty this time to Luke Hooli. It's been Crooks previously. So what will Hooli do that's different? Might be a little grubber kick. No, I'm totally wrong. It's high, it's deep. It might go dead.
No, it doesn't. It comes down well there, and to take it up to half-time, it's me. I'm back again. I've written down the scores that Hull KR are in possession, but they're tackled 12 metres from their own try line. 20 yards in from 20 metres in. Oh, dear me, what a tackle there by Oldham on the big, South Pacific lad, like, by the looks of him, but he's got tremendous tackle charging in there. Bounced off the number 10, the number 10, Mose Massoa. and heads went flying back as an impact tackle. So,
in the words of my old dad, he rattled his canister.
He certainly did. Back to Moses again, and he drives forward, but he gains 10 yards, put down. It's 15 yards short of the halfway line, 15 metres short of the halfway line. As Oldham do the tackling, but Rovers keep the ball, release the ball, straighten up. And this is the number 2 bursting away again for OKR. Offloads to the number 1, and OKR go in from a distance. They can't stop these lads once they drive through. And the try scorer was the number 1, the fullback Adam Quinlan, came into the line to support.
Yeah, put the ball down underneath the post, so the 18 surely on this occasion will become 20. So Groundhog Day doesn't look like it will happen, David. But there's a second half to come. There's pride to play for. And next week's match up at Workington.
Yeah, but this is again, all right, we're losing by 18 points, soon to be 20 points to 0. But this is a tremendous performance by Oldham.
Yeah.
Absolutely cracker. And as long as all the Oldham supporters appreciate that, which I think they do. I
hope so.
I think that we're looking at this and we feel like we're saying these are full-time professionals. You can tell because this number 2, I can't pronounce his name anyway.
Number 2, Tayola Veve, I say.
Tayola Veve, yeah.
We're waiting for a ball, David. It's a big Chris Hamilton saying, don't give them one.
Yeah, don't give them one. They've had enough of it. The referees give them every ball that they wanted. Anyway, so it's Rovers to convert the previous try and to take it to 20 points to 0. But the first half performance by Oldham that I think has been absolutely brilliant. Comes the kick. It concentrates as much in between the posts and out into the woods beyond. So some poor ball boy will be out there fending his way through the woods to rescue that ball and bring it back in. Oldham come back. Now, on my watch, which is neither use nor ornament really, we've been playing, it's 41 minutes, but we have had stoppages and so on and so forth. I could check with the
no, don't bother. Keep them in suspense.
We're coming up towards half-time, but we're not certain exactly how
Oldham
far
have the
off.
kicking tee, and this time again it'll be Luke Hooli to kick off, David.
Okay, strikes the ball now high, down the centre of the field, down towards the Tryline. It comes down. Excellent kick, says Gerald, because that one was going to bounce 2 yards short of the in-goal area at the end. And that's, so they had to catch it, they had to take it from there, and really excellent from a kicking from Oldham as Hull KR in possession. Come up to their own 20. Getting up eventually.
One thing I've noticed, Dave,
Yep.
one of our star tacklers week in, week out is Danny Langtree.
Yeah.
Because he's usually first there to nail him.
Yep.
On this occasion, he's first there, but they're wise enough to avoid that first tackle.
They do that.
See, it happened just then now.
I think the tackler of that was Adam Jones for Oldham.
But what I'm saying
he was there.
Langtree was there first.
Fifth tackle, says the referee. OKR are now 10 yards inside the Oldham half. Fifth tackle. It's a high up and under into the far corner. That been taken cleanly by the Oldham player, who as he catches the ball, as he hits the foot goes to ground, he's suddenly knocked into the middle of the next week. But that's okay, I believe. So Oldham in possession.
If it had been the week after, he would have pulled.
10 metres out from their own try line, the Rovers tackling coming thick and fast. Oldham trying to step forward, not able to do it, but they have got the ball up to the 20. This Oldham team must be absolutely shattered as we come up to half time. But we await. Rovers come back. Play the ball, comes out towards this side. Danny Langtree, is it, that drives in? Up to the halfway line, just 10 yards short, 8 yards short. Fifth tackle, says the referee. Ball comes across. It comes out to this near side. A high kick downfield from Crooks. Goes out, taken cleanly by the winger who's come into the full-back spot in front of the post. Takes it, runs to the right-hand side, about 20 yards in from touch on the far side, and 20 yards inside his own half. Brought to ground, gets up, plays the ball now. Oldham's tackling good enough, brings him down 10 metres short of the halfway line. Gets up, plays the ball, comes along the line. Oldham tackling good enough. Danny Langtree said He's there putting his arm in, putting the player to ground, make sure he gets into the ground, gets up, plays the ball. Oh, and somebody just swung then a white-shirted fist, I think it was. Little pushed Danny away, I think. So
I don't think Danny
on the
felt
halfway
it.
line. No, it didn't really connect, but it shows how annoying it must be. So there goes the half-time hooter. A half-time score that reads, it's Oldham 0, Kingston Rovers 20, and you'd look at that and think, oh dear me, not a really particularly good one for Oldham, but that would be so far from the truth.
Put it into context, Dave. A Super League team, 2 divisions above Oldham,
full-time
pros.
professionals.
Yeah.
And now listen to the applause for the Oldham team as they come off. It's not often a team losing by 20 points to 0 gets such a reception as they come off the park. I wonder if they'll choose a choice for the referee to change it.
Last one off the field is the Oldham fullback, Hooli,
Yeah.
and he's been tested on several occasions.
Absolutely belting game so far for Oldham. Yep, we're losing by 20 points to 0. It'd have been a miracle if we'd have been anywhere within 20 points of them. And I do mean that, a miracle performance at the end of the game if we've ended up as close as that. But so far, it's been a tremendous performance by Oldham. Every player has been on song. That if Rovers weren't so fast and good at slipping the ball out and getting releasing the ball when they're tackled, it'd be a very, very close half-time score.
Yeah.
I'm so connected. He's still there, Arthur. All right, thanks. And thank you very much, and welcome back to Bowerfold. Sorry, a little bit of a hiccup at this end there. I couldn't hear Arthur handing over to us. So welcome back to Bowerfold. Half-time scores on the doors. It's Oldham 0, Kingston Rovers 20. And although that may sound one-sided, it's been an exciting game, and it's been a thrilling game for Oldham, who've played out of their skin, I think is my usual expression in games like this. The game restarts. Match commentary starts with Gerald Briley.
Yeah, and Luke Hooli kicks the ball deep into the Rovers half of the field towards their right wing, and the first tackle is made 20 metres away from the Rovers try line. Right centre position, they've gone inside, a dummy which Oldham don't fall for. Kenny Hughes makes the tackle, and Phil Joy's back in the fray, was substituted in the first half. This big forward, he does some damage. Mosey Masu coming forward, tackled by Phil Joy. Rovers have just crossed into the Oldham half of the field. A good stint of tackling. I think 4 tackles gone in this particular set. You're listening to Oldham Community Radio with myself, Gerald Briley, and David McGeely. The referee still not raised his arm. I thought, oh, he has eventually. Right, so what will Rovers do? They're 30 metres out. There's the kick. It's the high kick by the number 24. And it's gathered and spilled backwards by, what's he given here? It's a play the ball. The referee, for some reason, has told Oldham to play the ball.
He's given it as a turnover.
It must have done, yeah. So Oldham play the ball, and Luke Nelms comes away from his own try line. It's a long way up this field, David, doesn't it? Here they come again. Good tackling, and the Oldham contingent of spectators led by our friend Kevin. We can hear him from here. There's our favourite winger.
That's Kevin, the greengrocer of Failsworth.
Yeah. And here come Oldham again. We're just short of the halfway line. Good tackle there by the Kingston Rovers players. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to Phil Joy. Phil Joy crosses into the Rovers half of the field. 5th tackle, says the referee. Here comes the kick, left-footed high kick from Hewitt. It's going to be underneath. It is the Rovers winger, but he's tackled by Oldham's left wing, Lee Kershaw, who lies on a bit too long for my liking, but the referee lets him get away with it. Rovers coming away again, 20 metres away from their own try line. Lad stands up, plays his ball. They put the ball to the left-hand side. A good tackle there by Oldham's 23, Luke Nelms, helped by Kenny Hughes. And I thought they'd broken through there, but a last-ditch tackle by Oldham. Here they come again. They're spinning the ball out. Now they've crossed into the Oldham half of the field. Fifth tackle, says the referee. There's a bit of a breeze got up here at Bowerfold. It's a high kick. Who's underneath it? The Oldham fullback's underneath it, and he gathers it well. And that's Hooli, who runs absolutely directly and gains himself about 15 metres. And here's the Oldham winger, Lee Kershaw, goes straight from acting half-back. He's put down 20 metres away from the halfway line. And number 3 has the ball, that's Matty Reid. He's put to ground. Kenny Hughes attacked in half-back. Puts the ball inside, nobody gathers it. Eventually Paul Crooks does. And now he's tackled, put on his back. And we've got the old familiar cry of spread out Oldham. There's something about some Oldham spectators that's just critical instead of looking for the positives. Anyway, here we go. The Crooks puts the ball high. Who's underneath that one? It's a tester, and it's taken by the Rovers fullback, but he's immediately put to ground, and it started to rain here at Bowerfold. It's coming down quite heavily. That'll waken things up a little bit, send people scurrying for shelter who are in the open sides of the ground. Get into them from Big Kevin, his pals. The bottom end of the field. Rovers straight from acting half-back. They're 30 metres away from their own try line, just in left centre position, coming down the slight slope. It's an early kick, and it's might be a 40-20. No, it doesn't go all the way. Eventually it's gathered by Lee Kershaw. It goes away from the touchline, so he won't get bundled into touch. He is put down. It's a high tackle.
High tackle across the head, and it was quite deliberate. Came from about the waist.
Yeah, it slipped up his body and rattled his chin, I know. So Hewitt has the ball. Left-footed kick. Puts the ball in. You know, we make it the point regularly, David. He could have gained another 30 metres with the length of that kick. Yeah. Went over this stand, but yet he only gained about 10. Anyway, the second phase of the penalty's already been taken. Luke Nelms coming forward.
One of the wags in the crowd said, I could kick it further than that.
Oh, right. Well, he couldn't kick it further. He might have gained more distance in tactical terms. Right, Oldham coming forward. Craig Briscoe has the ball. In the rain here at Staley Vegas. Phil Joy, he's tackled, put to ground with 15 metres inside the Rovers half of the field. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to his left, and the lad who received it didn't quite see who it was. He spilled the ball though, and Rovers have gathered it, but Luke Nelms is quickly onto it to stop the danger going any further. So Rovers fortuitously have the ball coming away from their own try line. Remember the score. Still the same score as it was at half-time. Oldham 0, Hull Kingston Rovers 20. And Rovers are spinning the ball out on the left-hand side of the field. The lad's looking for a gap, he's not finding one, and eventually runs into the waiting arms of Oldham's number 19, Adam Jones. Stands up, plays his ball. Rovers come to the right, and a lad running at an angle, but Oldham don't fall for that one. Phil Joy goes in low and nails his man, and now the fella stands up, plays his ball, has words to Oldham's number 25. That's Danny Bridge.
Danny Langtree came like an Exocet missile then.
So, oh no, another penalty awarded to Hull.
Like at the end
Kingston
of a set
Rovers,
of 6.
Another set of 6. Yeah. So, Rovers, a left-footed kick. The number 24 takes it. A left-footed kick into touch. That's Christopher Atkin. And now they're 20 metres away, 6 tackles to go. And they're spinning the ball across the field. It goes through 2 pairs of hands until the lad decides to take the responsibility himself. He stands up, plays his ball. They've gone to the short side, a little dummy, and a gap opens up, and I think they've gone over in the left-hand corner. Indeed they have. That was a rehearsed move, David, probably off the training ground, and it means that Rovers have gone 24 points to the good, but it's going to be another difficult kick right over in the corner, far side of the field from us, left-hand side of the field, and a left-footed kicker. And the previous two he had in the first half, he put one to the right of the post, one to the left. Let's hope it's not one down the middle on this occasion, because it's Ryan Shaw, the number 5 for Kingston Rovers, who's about to take this conversion attempt.
The one that went down the middle was the one right in front of the post.
Oh, yeah.
So he's used up his one down the middle.
Right, Oldham gathered to the right of the posts. Touch judges are waiting to raise the flags or wave the conversion attempt away. Old Kingston Rovers making a substitution. Number 28, William Dagger, comes onto the field, while his teammate Ryan Shaw on the far side of the field prepares himself for this conversion attempt, wiping his boot on the back of his sock. Looks at the ball. We're getting a song from the Kingston Rovers contingent at the top side. Here's the kick. It's a good kick on this occasion. Yes, he's awarded it. So it's 26 points to Kingston Rovers. Nothing at this stage to Oldham. And during half-time, David and myself were saying, we hope it's not a massive victory. Let's just hope that that's the case. I've not noticed that before, David. The Oldham Times advertised on the back of the Oldham shorts.
It's in an appropriate place.
We've put it out on the full, unfortunately.
That was well watched by the whole KR team, though, wasn't it? You know, they judged it was out. It was only just out, a matter of inches out.
Yeah. So he put it into touch on the full. So Kingston Rovers are going to have a restart from the halfway line, and the number 24 puts it into touch. That's Christopher Atkin. Bounces off the stanchion over there, back into the field of play.
There's 15 yards that they've gained possession, and 15 yards into the Oldham half for doing nothing.
Yeah.
And so it shows how much penalties can count against you.
Indeed.
Knocked on himself.
He was claiming that the ball was raked out.
But the Oldham player was miles away.
Yeah. And that's the one we're talking about is Mosi Masu, who spilled the ball as he was standing up to play it. So Oldham, slight fortuitous advantage there. It's going to be scrum down, head and ball to Oldham. 30 metres away from their own try line, centre of the field. The touch judge is a plank, according to a lady in front of us.
He's also visually...
Matty Reid has the ball, he's tackled. Kenny Hughes attacking half-back. Comes to the shot, no he doesn't, he spins the ball and goes inside where Phil Joy was waiting for a run. He stands up, Kenny Hughes again. Luke Nelms has a run. Luke Nelms going forward, 2 metres inside the Rovers half of the field. The ball was raked out from Nelms' grip. A penalty to Oldham. Crook has the ball. Right-footed kick. Now that's a better distance.
That's a much better kick because it puts Oldham inside the 20.
Yeah. So the second phase of the penalty to come. Kenny Hughes has the ball, puts the ball inside to Craig Briscoe, and now we're just about 8 metres away from the try line. And here comes Nelms again looking for a gap. Not going to find one. We'll need a bit more guile than that. They're not going to fall for that one. Nelms stands up. Kenny Hughes plays the ball. It comes deep to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to his full-back, and the full-back runs into a bit of bother there. That's Hooli. Hughes puts the ball to Hewitt. Hewitt spins the ball to Phil Joy. Phil Joy runs into the red and white posse of 4 Rovers players. We're underneath the post. Hughes goes on his own. It's still going. He bounces off one. Oh no, Oldham has spilled the ball, and we were looking for a quick advantage on the far side, but we knocked it down, and the Rovers player picked it up. They're now in possession, 20 metres away from their own try line, coming down the slight slope in the rain of Stalybridge. This current score 26-0 for Rovers.
And we've been playing 12 minutes of the second half, Gerald, with the score at Oldham 0, Hull KR 26. It's me to take over the next 10 minutes as Hull KR in possession, drive the ball up to the halfway line, put down on the halfway line, 20 metres in from touch, gets up, plays the ball, to cross, find the fast man, but put to ground immediately by Oldham in roughly the same place. Released now, Hull KR get the ball across, a high kick down the centre, or it's over towards the wing on the far side, taken cleanly by the Oldham man,
Eccleston,
comes inside. Comes in, runs looking for a gap, can't find one, he's pushed back 5 yards, and Oldham are in possession, but they're 20 metres out from their own try line. Ball put out. Ooh, release the ball nicely there as Oldham get the ball out, but then really a bit unsure as to what to do. Matthew Reid in possession as he put to ground, gets up, plays the ball, Oldham one ball along, drive forward by Oldham's number 25, that player being Danny Bridge. Gets up, plays the ball, Oldham driving down the centre of the field, trying to find a gap, but not yet made it to the halfway line, about 5 metres short. Put the ball across to Phil Joy. Phil Joy drives over the halfway line. Up goes the referee's hand.
Referee.
Anybody's hand up there. Yes, you can. They go to the toilet, young man. As Oldham put a high ball into the end. Then as the OKR man catches it, dumped to the ground by 2 Oldham players, one of which is, of course, Danny Langtree, who comes steaming up to make the tackles. Rovers are back in possession, but they're inside their own 20-metre line. Gets up, goes across. Oldham player there with a little limp, but it's all right. Shakes it off immediately.
You go Rovers tell him he's a little limp.
I said he has got a little limp. So, Rovers in possession, 10 metres short of the halfway line. They come, they attack at speed, they power into you. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham tackling's been good. This is a high up and under. Goes across field to the far side. It's going to be needing to be taken by Oldham. They take it in front of their own post, being chased, trying to find a gap. Now you need to get to the ground before you push back over the try line. That's what he does. Oldham in possession. Acting halfback goes Danny.
One or two Oldham players have only just walked back, David, into that.
Into their own. Yeah. Well, they'll certainly be feeling it now. This has been a very, very busy, tiring game. Oldham have done a tremendous amount of tackling and really have played above and beyond themselves and the normal performance that Oldham can do. Nonetheless, though, the lad that's disappeared under 3 tacklers as we speak at the moment. So Oldham in possession. So followed the OKR man, pushed him forward and used him almost as a bit of a shield. 5th tackle, says the referee. Oldham are on the halfway line. A kick along the ground, but it's not really going to go anywhere other than into the full-back's arms. He offloads it to the winger. Winger runs along the front face of his thing, and it took. Oh, that's a ball. Good tackle, but keeps these hands free and able to release the ball. Rovers in possession, just outside their own 20, out towards the far side. Oldham tackling's good enough, and he actually puts. Well, I was going to say, but the referee calls Halt, so they release him standing up, him being one of the whole KR players. Oh my goodness, and straight through a locked door there by the Rovers player, comes support in there. Is that number 29 or 20 at Gerald? The 29, Jordan Waln, I think, came through. He's took the ball, and then suddenly just his body movement created a gap.
A couple of side steps on the way to the line. He threw Luke Hooli the wrong way, and he's gone not quite underneath the post, slightly to the left of the posts, and that makes the current score Oldham 0, Kingston Rovers 30, with a relatively easy conversion to come. So the Oldham coaching staff are down below us having a little word with each other. there's not a lot they can do, David.
Not really. It's the 57th minute. Oldham have now as we come up to the 60th minute, halfway through the second half. The Oldham players are really going to feel that they've been expending energy. You thought the running in the London Marathon this morning or this lunchtime may have been difficult. I think it was not a patch on the energy expended here.
To this.
Yep. So it's OKR right in front of the post. I think this will be a further 2 points. So, and it is 2 more points. So it's Oldham 0, OKR 32.
Yeah, Oldham to kick off again. One or two of the Oldham lads clapping each other, urging each other. We don't give in. We keep going to the end. The one who was doing most of that was the Oldham number 24, Liam Bent, urging the lads on a bit more effort. Don't give in. Keep going to the end.
Yep, So, Oldham restart, down into the bottom left-hand corner. Rovers take it from behind their own try line, come accelerating into the Oldham defensive line. 2 Oldham players take him. He goes to ground. Lies there like a nodding dog in the back of your car. And so by the time the Oldham players release him, the referee, rather quick I thought, some of the Lions on in the first half much longer than that. So I suppose it makes it easier for Hull KR if they can start their drive at halfway line rather than
true enough,
rather than 10 yards from their own try line, and they've got 6 tackles to do it in. So ball put in. Oldham make the tackling. Rovers just inside their own half, and Oldham's Danny Bridge pulled the Rovers man back and said, "No, you're this side of me," in order to do that. Just slightly to annoy the Rovers men as they put the ball out. Good passing by Rovers, good tackling by Oldham as the Rovers drive forward, looking for is that the number 6? No, it's the number 8 for Rovers, who disappeared amongst a sea of Oldham tacklers. Nicholas Scruton. Rovers now with the 20 releases the ball across 10 yards out from the 10 metres out from the Oldham try line. 5th tackle, says the referee. Come on, Oldham, keep them out for just this one more tackle. As the ball's chipped through, it's taken nicely by Oldham's fullback Luke Hooli, who's having a belting game, would you say, Gerald?
I'd say indeed, yeah.
And is it Danny Langtree running the ball out? If it's a Danny Langtree lookalike that drove the ball out, then there's Oldham now driving.
It was Danny Langtree.
Well, he's a very good lookalike then.
Imagine a Danny Langtree lookalike.
He was a very good lookalike. Oldham still driving forward, still giving us encouragement. We know they're not going to win. We knew they weren't going to win before we even got here today.
Yeah.
But what we've been looking for is a performance, and we've had it. It's 5th tackle, says the referee. Ball goes back, kicked through by Dave Hewitt, downfield, taken by the fullback for Kingston Rovers. Moves across to the far side. Oldham tackling good again, excellent, taking the man-on-man. Rovers put to ground 20 metres inside their own from their own try line. Drive forward. Oldham tackling 3 men in the tackle again. Put them to ground. Rovers play the ball, come across, they accelerate in, they release the ball inside. They pass at speed, they run at speed, and Oldham have been tackling them at speed. And they do again, 3 men and the tackle again, dumped to the ground. Oldham get up, let's play up as the ball goes along the Rovers line, looking for a gap. There isn't one. They cross the halfway line, 5 metres inside the Oldham half. 5th tackle, says the referee. Rovers, the ball goes back. It's a high kick down into the corner. Underneath it is the referee says no, it was a knock on.
It was a difficult one to take. It was swirling about in the wind, but
it was Lee Kershaw, who's had an excellent game, and he'll be disappointed, but he'll make sure that doesn't happen again. So it's a scrum down.
An orange flash just went across the field.
Oh, what? Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Look at the state of that.
This goes with those boots.
It's coming back. It's only carrying water.
Yeah. Well,
it's done more running than I did in the career.
Fluorescent shirts.
Right, Kingston Rovers feed the scrum 10 metres away from Oldham's line. The referee doesn't like something. I mean, because the normal rugby league scrums are so meticulously within the law. They've come to the short side. The number 22 goes on his own, doesn't quite make it. Luke Hooli and 3-4 of his mates put the lad to ground. The referee on top of proceedings. Rovers eventually will stand up when he's finished messing about. He fancied making the ground himself then, the Rovers player. It's never going to happen. Right, now they're spinning the ball across the field. Now they're probably going to go over for another one. No, they're not. Oldham eventually kick the ball dead. The judge behind the dead ball line, what was that signal he gave? I mean, why is he here? I just don't. It's like in these European ties at football. They stand behind the goal and they do nothing at all.
It's too late. I was going to tell you, the touch judge down here had his flag at half-mast a minute ago when he was holding it out. Anyway, you're on commentary now.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I'll say one or two words then. Oldham feed
Otherwise,
the ball.
it's silence.
Yeah. And Kershaw gone inside again. This young lad who looks about 80. No. But he does look older than his years, Dave, doesn't he?
He does.
Right, an interchange. So Phil Joy has been replaced. And Luke Hooli juggles the ball, comes away. Play continues. Oldham looking lively again. They don't give in, and a bit of afters there from Rovers, but Jack Spencer going forward, number 13 on his back. With 10 metres inside the Rovers half of the field before he's tackled. Kenny Hughes attacking half-back. Puts the ball to his left where Hewitt has the ball. He's looking for a kick through. He eventually makes it. He splits the full-back and the winger. And eventually the full-back takes it and knocks on. Oh, that is absolute garbage. The lad knocked on. And now the referee has awarded a penalty to Rovers, because he says it was a high tackle. The high tackle happened, it might have been round his head, but because by then he'd slipped forward and was about a foot away from the floor. I've just crossed Mr. Ewer off my Christmas card list anyway. So
there seems to be a fair bit of agreement with you around this stand at the moment, Gerald. It's unusual.
Yeah. So Rovers coming forward down the slight slope here at Bowerfold. Good tackle there by Oldham's number 19. That's Adam Jones. Now, there's fisticuffs going on there. What's the referee doing? He was lying on it. He'd been tackled, and then he starts lashing out. The referee does nothing. Now the ball's spilled forward. It's gathered by Hooli. He decides to give it to Kershaw. Kershaw is tackled and almost upended. Stands up quickly. It's like a rubber ball. The referee...
He's wiped the slate clean, Gerald. Mind you, I think he needed to, because Oldham had just intercepted, hadn't they?
Well, yeah. I'm afraid if the referee doesn't do something, there's going to be a bit of a fracas. And really, it's down to him. See, he's lying on again.
Penalty awarded to Oldham.
Yeah.
Hence the great noise from the crowd.
It's a bit far to go for goal. Oh, another 10 yards because the Kingston Rovers player said something. So Crook has the ball, puts the ball into touch, and play will restart on the 20. Going towards the Rovers try-line. Oldham's number 24 has the ball. That's Liam Bent. He's tackled, 5 tackles to go. What will Oldham do? Kenny Hughes puts the ball out to Crook. Crook to Hewitt. Hewitt puts the ball to his left. And the supporting Danny Bridge nearly makes the try line, but it doesn't quite make it. Rovers lying on again and appealing to the ref. What? And now we've spilled the ball. And Rovers have the ball coming away from their own try line. We're a little bit over anxious there. Now the referees stopped the clock, awarded a penalty to Hull Kingston Rovers. Is separating the two teams. He's having a word with Crooks, or is it Crook having a word with him?
Well.
Anyway, play is stopped. He stopped the clock. Another penalty to Rovers. Puts the ball
It's a good kick, isn't
over
it?
onto the left side of the field. Current score, of course, Oldham 0, Rovers 32. Oh my word, the referee spotted a knock on. The Rovers lads claiming it was raked out. I think he also believes in the tooth fairy, that lad. So it's going to be head and ball, scrum down. Neither team seem ready to bend the backs for this scrum. Well, the referee's standing in between them. Why is bothering? Because the rugby league scrums are an absolute farce, but he likes to have his say. Here come Oldham, breaking through. Kevin, our favourite greengrocer, still keen on come on Oldham, come on Oldham. Here's number 23, Matty Reid. Gareth Owen takes to the field. Kenny Hughes has been replaced. And a good tackle there coming in. Kenny Hughes puts the ball to, I think it's Luke Nelms. Luke Nelms is tackled. I'm saying Kenny Hughes, it's Gareth Owen. The fifth tackle, says the referee. Oldham are 12 metres inside the Rovers half of the field. It's a high kick from Oldham's number 6, the wise old head of Crook, and the Kingston Rovers player, of course, is awarded a penalty by the referee for offside. I've never seen as many penalties awarded against a team as this. Anyway, play continues. Rovers coming down the field here at Bowerfold. And they run into the waiting arms of an Oldham contingent who put the lad to ground. Now they've gone down the left side of the field, and it's another good tackle by Oldham. These Oldham lads must be absolutely whacked. What a tackle that was. And the Rovers lad looking for afters. He might get some afters as well if this referee keeps awarding penalties to the opposition. Rovers again, the lad running at an angle. Oh my word! It took the crowd to tell him that was obstruction, David.
Dear me.
It done nothing. It was like an American quarterback shielding the fellow with the ball.
No, that is the quarterback, the fellow with the ball.
Whatever they do. I wish they'd stop kicking the ball out. We'll have to abandon the match soon. We'll have run out of balls.
Oh, no, that one could be stuck on the roof.
Here come Oldham. Coming up the field here at Bowerfold. Let's hope we can complete the 6 at least. Gareth Owen spins the ball to his left. The Oldham lad is tackled. Again, Owen attacked in half-back, puts the ball to Spencer. Spencer to Hewitt. Hewitt to Hooli. Hooli to number 23, Matty Reid. Matty Reid spins the ball backwards. Oh my word. Oh my word, this referee is a clown. Matty Reid deliberately flicked the ball backwards. It's gathered by Lee Kershaw. Everybody in the nearest man to it was the touch judge, who said the ball had gone backwards, and the referee has given a knock on.
That'd be the touch judge with his flag at half mast. Oh, it's pulled it up again. That was appalling.
That was
really.
balmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was saying what good play. I was thinking
it was a very clever play by
it was by the two
Matty
players.
Reid,
The two of them involved. That they kept the ball in play, kept possession, as I was about to say. And the referee dashed my hopes.
I mean, in reality, it wouldn't have made any difference to the score, but
the result.
Yeah. Right, Rovers have the ball, 10 metres away from the halfway line. Tries to break his way through. Tackled by Gareth Owen. And now another penalty has been awarded to Hull Kingston Rovers. Do you know what it's for, David? Have you any idea what it's for?
No, because the Oldham player seemed to have his legs high, you know.
So he gave it for lying on, did he?
What? Was that what it was? My goodness. I think he'd only just stopped moving forward. Anyway, it's yours for another minute.
Thank you. I'll do it 1 more minute and then I can put my microphone down and complain. Even Scott Naylor's upset. Well, even. Let's just say Scott Naylor's upset. Rovers coming forward. 10 metres away from the try-line. Keep them out. Please, Oldham, keep them out. The winger has the ball over on the far side. Oldham do the tackling. Now, they're coming inside. They've chosen to go to the left-hand side. The Rovers player spills the ball. It's a knock-on, scrum down to Oldham, head and ball to Oldham. And Oldham are not in any particular rush to bend the backs, are they, David?
Well, no. You know, with 10 minutes to go, Oldham trailing by 32 points to 0, but having put up a most creditable performance. And in actual fact, if any team sort of looked a bit tired in the last 10 minutes, it's been Rovers. Mind you, they probably had a surfeit of ball.
All right, it's 32-0. You sometimes get that in Super League. One team against another Super League team.
Yeah. So, the referee
Go on,
organising.
Entertain the public, Dave, for 10 minutes.
Do your best. Can I finish the game early? Because I'm bursting to go and pay a visit. Oldham get the ball from the scrum. And the referee says...
it's a bit late to start evening things up.
I don't know what that means. He was playing basketball, I thought.
No, he used to be a porter at Monk Station.
And so he was signalling for the train to stop. Right.
He was saying the next train from Royton Junction, he said. 2 balls on the field.
No. We were now going to play it by the whistle to the whistle. A tap taken by Oldham. They're just 5 yards short of the halfway line. Good driving in there. And Oldham's 23 comes in for a little bit of a rough up. That's Luke Knelt. He's a big lad. He can take it. Gets ready to for the next one. The Oldham player rolled over, did a headstand in the process of rolling over, stood up, facing the wrong way, played the ball backwards between his legs in the direction of the Rovers try line. And then Oldham managed to pick the ball up and carry on. We're now 20 metres from the Rovers try line. Played the ball, comes along the line, straight across into the centre, and now the Oldham make a hash of passing the ball along the line. It's a shame, really. I was just about to hope that we could just get some points on the board, and that would make the day complete.
The referee stopped the clock.
And he calls them back for a scrum. Rovers head and ball. I didn't quite figure out what happened there. Was it Phil Joy who?
Well, Oldham spilled the ball originally, and then there were another 2 or 3 knock-ons, but he's gone back to the original one.
Yeah. So it's scrum down. Rovers head and ball. Ball goes in, comes out Rovers side, out towards the far side. The first pass goes out. They get the ball out to the winger. We've been caught a couple of times out that way. Three Rovers players, 2 Oldham.
Yeah, did you notice the winger was going across to do the covering again? Is it good lad that?
Well, gets the ball across and tackles well. The Rovers release the ball into the ground, picked up. No way through for them there on that occasion as the Oldham drive them inside. Good tackling again by Nelms as Rovers in possession, coming across. Ooh, oh my goodness, they were good hard tackles by the Oldham players then. So the Rovers man in his tracks, 25 metres out from the try line, gets up, plays the ball. The Rovers move the ball into the centre, drive forward. Oldham tackling good enough, put them down. He then runs into the Oldham players, gets up, plays up into the arms of the 30. Good tackling. It snapped round the Oldham player, the Rovers player's head. Matthew Reid there with the tackle. The referee calls it a high tackle. It was round his chest. It really was that the smack in there. Mr. Hewer is not having a good one. Well, Rovers have got now just 10 metres to cover to get some more points on the board, and I suppose Mrs. Hugh will be satisfied with that. So Rovers driving in, put to ground, 2 yards short of the try line, gets up, plays the ball, coming out to this short side. Lots of play. Ball's been picked up by Hooli. Hooli drives through, but kicks the ball through and then chased after it. The referee stops the game for a minute. Well,
he tried to take advantage of the free play rule, Dave.
Right,
following
yeah.
a Rovers knock on, a little kick through, and had it come to something, would have been away, but it came to naught.
Yeah,
so
so it's gone back
to the scrum.
Yeah, very good. I'd forgotten that rule. It's good. It does make a lot of sense. I mean, that move you wouldn't normally see the winger kicking the ball through and going after it. But it's Oldham's head and ball on their own 10-metre line. Ball coming out to this near side, driving through. It's Hooli again, no way through. Owen's at acting halfback, calls Oldham's Lee Kershaw to get into the line. Kershaw, it could be under that pile of bodies at the moment, at the bottom of that heap. I'm pretty certain it is. Kershaw gets up, tramples on the opposite player. Straight from acting halfback goes Owen. Owen tries to get through, but he's dumped to the ground and then bounced once or twice. Plays the ball now. Oldham in possession, moving the ball along the line.
Just
out
as
to the
a
far
matter
side.
of interest, Dave.
Go on.
If I said the grumpy one, you know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Gareth Owen is the grumpy one's best man's grandson.
The grumpy one, that's from, oh dear me, a little bit of a discussion group forms on the far side. The book club, I think it is.
Yeah.
And the referee goes over because they might be discussing rules. And the touch judge from this near side takes his flag that he's had at half-mast all day over there with him. And eventually the referee decides he'll blow his whistle.
Yeah.
The players all stop, come to see what's going on. Think, oh, playtime's over, we better line up.
Yeah.
Referee has a few words with them, as you do. And the touch judge makes his way backwards because he doesn't want to miss any of the action.
Keeping his eye on things.
But at the moment, he'll end up in the Oldham dugout if it carries on.
That flag he's got, they used to use that at Clegg Street Station.
No, we're waiting. Well, I don't know what we're waiting for now.
We're still having a debate.
No, card's gone up. A hand's gone up with a card in it.
What colour was the card?
I don't know. It was sideways on.
To whom was it given?
I don't know. But
he's having a word with
out.
the Owen Oldham's captain.
He might be just having a word with him. He might be saying, I learnt this trick the other night.
Yeah.
if you split the cards, any card, any card, you let me look at the one that's been next to it, I'll pick it out. So, you ready for going down into the scrum? Oldham swap over.
Well, whose head and ball is it? Hull have the ball.
It's Hull, yeah. So the ball goes in, comes out Hull side. They managed to burst through the first line of the Oldham's defence, but they can't get through the second one. That puts them down 10 metres inside the Oldham half of the field. Kingston Rovers in possession. Oldham comes up like a steam train. Have to stop because they've overrun the pass.
And he was that keen to get there.
So Rovers in possession. Oh dear me! Whoa! Now that was. Oh, and Gareth Owen comes. Now the referee would do as well to just stay out of it. I think Owen might be coming off the park in a moment. No. I think he could be because he ended up. It was an accidental spear tattle.
Well, therefore, if it's accidental,
but a spear tattle nonetheless. And I don't think it helped when Owen reached over the top and patted, forced the Rovers player's head down. Penalty to Rovers.
See, he's done
Wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
Oh, well, just getting on with the game. Mind you, that's quite good news, really, that nobody's gone in the book or on report or anywhere else.
Here comes the orange flash again with his water.
Right, Joe, I can't look there now. This fluorescent orange T-shirt has come on, and it's affecting my vision as Rovers drive forward. And the Oldham defence stand up, stand clear, strong, put the man down. At the bottom of the pile was Owen, who gets pushed away, and the kick through to this near side. Nicely, oh dear, but then the Oldham player forced behind his own try line. No way for it that he could have got up and got out from that situation. The he in question being Luke Hooli. Is the referee going to have a word about the... No. No. So there's some calls from the spectators there, Gerald. I didn't quite catch them. Oldham kicked from between the posts. OKR field it on the halfway line and drive forward. They gained 25 yards in that. No, 20 yards in that drive. Play the ball now just outside the Oldham 20.
In reality, Dave, we want the hooter to go because
we do. It's getting a bit.
Be a right ding dong.
Yeah, it's getting a bit ferocious out there, shall we say? Rovers drive forward. Oh, look. Owen lifted him up then and thought twice about where he was going to put him down. As Rovers still in possession, 10 yards out. A grubber kick through. Oldham, have they dropped on that loose ball? They have.
It's a brave lad, that.
Yeah, and according to my watch, time is up. I look to the timekeepers. They don't seem concerned at all. So,
well, it's when Mickey Mouse's hand gets to the top.
So, as Oldham release the ball in the tackle and charging up to the 20 metre line. Cross that. Owen's acting half back. Three Rovers players come back. One's further out there. Oldham slip it out to the far side, but then have to come in to the ground. 10 metres inside their own half. Play the ball now. Long ball across to Owen. Offloads the ball. Oldham straighten up, trying to go down the middle. Where there was an overlap on this side of the field. A high kick into the area. There's a bit of obstruction going on. The full-time hooter goes. Oldham make the tackle. The full-time whistle goes. Game over. Final score: Oldham 0, Kingston Rovers 32. What about that, Gerald?
Satisfactory, actually, David. The score might not suggest it, but playing against full-time pros, 2 divisions above you, you're part-timers, you've got to go to work in the morning. They'll probably be having an ice bath and a lie-in and a cup of tea. So I think that's a satisfactory result, David.
I think I could agree with you. Now this is the greeting for the referee as he leaves the field.
Yeah, he wasn't the best referee we've ever seen,
but he was consistently bad.
Yeah,
no.
The Oldham coaching staff have gone onto the field to congratulate the Kingston Rovers.
An article there, right? So overall, I've got to say I'm quite pleased with that. It was a good crowd with a good turnout here, so hopefully the club will have made a bit of money on the day.
Yes.
Both teams shaking hands and cuddling each other now as they do post-match. But one's got to say that Oldham. I thought Oldham were in for a good tonking today, playing a Super League team, full-time professionals. I thought they're going to get absolutely pasted. Not the case. Not the case at all.
And now the Oldham team are applauding the support that they've been given throughout, and well done.
And listen to the support greeting the team as they leave the field.
Yeah. And similarly, the Kingston Rovers players have gone to their spectators at the top end of the field. Phil Joy looks like a depressed bulldog, but he's still managing to give them a clap. And now the Oldham players are going to the bottom end, where basically the Oldham spectators from that particular part of the ground continue to give support no matter what the state of play was, led of course by our friend Kevin, the taxi driver come greengrocer. David, am I talking forever here? Do you want me to just rabbit on and on, do you?
I'll try and get Chris Hamilton's. Just stay with us for a moment.
Right. Well, David's given me a microphone, so that means I've got to do double the amount of talking. So, as the Oldham statsman from previous seasons walk past, no clipboard in hand, so presumably he's no longer the statsman. David's carrying a microphone.